Hello and welcome to the Black VULKARS Guide to the Eternity Vault on story mode. This is a public run I did just to give everybody in my guild an idea of the bosses and do a general video of the overview of the tactics. So first boss, Annihilation Droid XRR-3. This boss begins technically with these turrets. The turrets here, there's two ways of taking them out. A lot of people choose to just jump straight up to them, but you are supposed to just grab those power cores. They're at the bottom there, you can just about see them. From a healer's perspective, this is mine. Is down the bottom there's about 4 or 5 power cores. You can just blow them up and it'll get rid of it, or you can destroy the turret itself. It's completely up to you whichever way you want to do it. This is not the boss, this is just the precursor to it. He's going to come down now. Now, things you have to be aware of with this boss is there's not a lot of tactic to him. However, he will produce a fair few missiles. He does have to have the tanks face him away. So if you are a tank, usual sort of tank routine, always make sure that the boss is facing away from the main group. AoE heals is a must. That's pretty much everybody not likes to clump round the back of the legs. There will be the knockbacks, you can see there. And it is a fair distance. If you are a sorcerer, assassin or a full-blown actual sorcerer, put down a phase walk, you'll soon be able to get back into the fight. Force speed also helps, and of course sniper's popped his shield, that also helps for anybody in there. Eternity Vault, I will say this now in story mode, it is the easiest operation. There's not a tremendous amount of tactics to it, but it's best to just cover them all in as explicit detail as I can capture it. So as you can see here, there's not many changes. As long as he's faced away, everyone does pretty good. When he does the knockback, obviously it can be it's a bit devastating because of the fact that it's going to knock a tank away and it'll drop the aggro and put it onto someone random until he's taunted again. The way I like to tank this is as long as you put yourself in the correct position, what will happen is, say as we look at it right now in this video, say I am just to the right of his right leg there, just to the right as we look at it, so that I get knocked onto a wall that's just to the right there, similar to where he just got thrown, but you can actually see the pillar there. It's just a smaller amount of distance to close the gap. That's all you can really do, to be honest with you, if you are tanking it. DPS wise, just keep burning. There's no ads to worry about. Healers, just keep up your AoE heals, but that will pretty much do the job. In fact, if you put them underneath his feet, it does cover you all the MDPS, any RDPS that have decided to get close enough, and of course the tanks. The tanks are going to take the main brunt of the damage. There will be a separate video for hard mode tactics, but even then it's about the same. It must be you're quite fortunate when it's a 2-2-4 chosen operation. Luckily I joined up on Tuesday when it was a hard mode 2-2-4, and that was interesting. Just super easy way of getting 2-2-4 gear. So if it ever does come up and you hear it's come up, don't be worried about it. If you're down on SM, you'll be fine on hard mode. It's not much difference as long as you're geared. As you can see here, he's randomly targeted somebody else. Now this is untauntable through this part. You can't taunt him back until he's finished. But it's not a lot of damage that he does. There's a few missiles and that's about it. You see the tank just got knocked back there. That was almost as close-ish to where I'd be. I'm a lot further right. But it gives you some idea if you are a tank looking to do this for the first time, that if you do just stand ever so slightly more, like 45 degrees as we look at it now on the right, you'll hit that pillar and you'll have a lot closer gap. In fact, if you're a power tech tank, you'll be able to rocket jump back in. If you're a juggernaut, you'll be able to jump back in. At least you'll be in range. And there we go, that's the Annihilation Droid. Very simple boss. Garge. Now, Garge is a very, I think he's quite a cool boss, to be honest with you, but he's got a couple of interesting mechanics. Nothing too much to worry about. Now, before you head in the fight, make sure you've all got buffs up. Do mind the lava. Doesn't do a tremendous amount of damage to you, but you know it's more damage to heal through, so it's best not to go in there. Now, the idea here is a tank is going to take you to a point of the rock of the actual platform you're on. Put an AoE heal behind it. All DPS should never be in front with any boss unless specifically it's one that you have to be. Put your evocations down. Operatives use your AoE heals and just place them down. Make sure everyone's in it, even our DPS, no matter how far away they are. Put them there. He'll jump. The jump itself you can't do anything about. It will damage all of you, but it won't be for an excessive amount. If you're a sorcerer, by the way, on that first platform that you're on, put a phase walk down, because you will actually come back to it at the end of the fight. So as soon as that platform comes up, you could just jump to it and place an AoE heal down and use an extrication on someone to pull them to you, which does help the group out a fair bit, especially if someone's low on health. As you can see here, it's pretty much just rinse repeat. You may have seen there that when it says he's going into a frenzy, that there's going to be some rocks that will fall down from the ceiling. And what you do is you would run across them to the next platform and then resume the tactics. There is that knockback. The knockback, if you are anywhere near the edges, you are going to end up in the lava. Now, what I would say to you is, if you're a tank and you know that knockback's coming, you can just about see it, just run forward. Just run forward. At least you'll have that tighter gap to close. You have to have quick reflexes for that though, so it's not terribly important anyway, but it just helps. Now, there will also be ads coming up, probably on this platform. Oh yeah, as soon as a healer, as soon as you come to the first part of the land, part of the platform, just put an AoE heal down. Don't worry about being in the perfect position, just get it down so everyone's ready for the fight. Cleanse when you can. There's not much to cleanse through this, but whenever you can, just do it. It just helps out. So DPS, I would say to you, just work your magic. Just try and burn this thing down as hard as you can. Number one is, when the ads come down for DPS, make sure you AoE them. But one thing I'd say to you is, don't. Here we go. See, but do you see? See now the platform's actually shaking now. And even though the ads are there, just bring the ads to the next platform. Don't worry about killing them on that platform. Just move to the next one. They'll follow you. You'll see here, I think I extricate somebody. No, I didn't have time. But yeah, polish off the ads once you've moved, not whilst you're still on the one that's about to disappear. See, some people like to use their phase walk on this part so they can instantly jump back when they get pushed, but the thing is, you don't know if you are going to get pushed that far. However, you'll see here that here come the ads and the next platform. Now, if I'm not mistaken, yep, here we go. See, phase walk to that platform, and then I choose someone at random that I know is further away and extricate them in. There we go. Just helps out. Makes things a little bit quicker for you as a healer. And just as easy. Just throw down your AoE heals and just burn the boss down. As you can see now, he hasn't got much left in him. That's it. And then just all burn him down. There is one tricky part though. It's not on the video here because I did it out, but what happens is, Sometimes the boss will go down on a platform that's about to disappear. Now, as this is a master looter, you've got to be careful, because otherwise he's just left there. Pylons now. Pylons is very, very simple. Some people get a little bit confused on it, but it's very, very simple. You'll see right there are 4 different sections of colour blocks. Right. Now, what you need to do is, the simplest way of doing this is only, and I mean only, spam to the left. Don't worry about, you know, working out some formulas or anything, just keep spamming it to the left. It's an age-old method that's worked ever since it was first incepted. Now, one thing I will say to you though, is there is actually an app for your phone. That it's just called Ancient Pylons, and if you just put in the colours that come up, it will give you the exact formula to do it. However, this is something that I find that, you know, if you're doing it with a guild, yes, they'll wait for it. If you're doing it with public members, because of the way most people are, is they just don't want to wait, and someone will just start before you've ever had a chance to work it out. So just spam left. It's always the easiest way, and after, to be honest with you, even when you do work it out with the app, it's most of the time 3 of those rings are always going to be left anyway. There's normally always only one that would end up being a couple to the right, so it's not much of a worry. Now, during this, as you turn them, as both of you complete your turn each, you'll get ads come down. Some are more powerful than others. You just get recaters, as you can see there, bottom left corner. Very easy to take out. If one's got a force barrier though, you need to interrupt him before it's fully on him. So interrupt the force barrier, take him out. As you can see here, once you're done spamming the lefts and all that sort of stuff. This particular run though, someone did use the app. You may have seen it in the top left corner, so I just thought, yep, we'll use it. So the third ring was actually 2 to the right, I think. I think it's 2 to the right, and then the rest was left. You'll probably see them come up in a minute probably, but the ads that you're going to get are recaters and aclays. So when the aclays come up, they're a little bit tougher depending on how many you get all at once. If it goes a bit, that might have been one. Yeah, that's one there. Bottom right, probably won't be able to see it. They're a bit tougher. You just need to watch out for them. They don't do a tremendous amount of damage, but of course as soon as the aggro table drops from the tank and passes to a DPS, that's when things get a little bit trickier for a healer. This should always be done with the healer doing the pylons, doing the console. It should not be done any other way. Healer always does the panel, because otherwise if you had anyone else doing it, you're losing someone out of combat. And it doesn't matter whether combat's going on or not, you still press those consoles. Here I actually went a bit overzealous with it. There we go. And once they're all complete, boom, you get instantly transported to the middle, and then there is your loot. Now, Infernal Council. This is an interesting one. Now, each single person here will have a target. Healers will always go for assassins, tanks go for juggernauts, and DPS go for marauders. Now, what you do is just put yourself into a corner like I have, so that if you ever get pushed, it doesn't matter. For healers, the most important thing you can do is shield yourself, attack him, and whenever he's going to do his long cast, just interrupt it and just continue to burn him down. Put some shields on yourself, but for everybody's perspective here, do not attack anyone else's target except yours. Once your target is dead, do nothing, because if you were going to go and attack someone else's, that boss just becomes completely immune and you'll have to just wipe the group and do it again. Things you have to watch out for is just the casts. You don't really need to, the other DPS and tanks don't really need to worry about casts, but assassins well, sorcerers and healers need to worry about it because of the casts they do. So just do that. Don't heal anyone else but yourself, okay? It even applies to heals. If you healed someone else, it's still not going to work. So that's it in a nutshell. As you can see here, we're just waiting for everybody to mop up. Just do not attack anyone. Just do not attack anyone. I can't stress that enough. And there we go, Infernal Council. It is honestly that simple. Now, Sower. So was very simple as well, if I'm honest with you. You see all these pylons here with the orange stuff going around them. What you do, don't stand too close to them in the beginning phase, because they're going to produce this green aura, which is like a mass AoE. It's quite large. Does a fair amount of damage as well, depending how long you're in it. Healers just throw an AoE, so you can actually see it at the bottom right corner. Healers throw an AoE heal down, that'll keep everybody going. Just watch everybody's health, usual sort of jazz. DPS, burn it and burn it and burn it until its green shield comes back. See, some people say wait for the audio cues, but I prefer, a visual cue. So you watch him, and you'll see in a minute he's going to get his green shield back that makes him immune. And when this happens, there, see, he's got it back. This means now he's going to cave the floor in. I put a phase walk down there. Also, you don't have to go all the way back to the rear. You can sit on this platform, because you're going to take this full damage anyway. And then follow my lead in the video here, because this is the main way of getting down the quickest and safest. As you fall down, you will need to actually provide heals, because your actual normal passive regenerative health won't happen, right? So you just got to keep on healing yourself. And by regenerative, I actually mean like the toys and stuff, just like revive it, because you're still in combat. So as you go down, take this route down, keep going, keep going, keep going. And when you get to this point, throw an AoE heal down, because you've got a long wait, and just use your heals, just get everyone back up. This part is only healer intensive. There's no one else. Everybody else just needs to travel. Right, and down, down, down. And as soon as you get to this platform, put an AoE heal down, and everybody will get the idea to stand in it. And then shortly so will appear in the middle once all the platforms have come down. You can actually tell by the shadows there when it's going to happen. And there he comes. So, AoE heal down. During this phase, however, and actually throughout the rest of this, you'll see in the top there, there's a mine trap. What happens is one of you is going to get sucked into it. In fact, you'll see one of them is greyed out, and it's my co-healer. Now, you need to take out the mine trap immediately. However, if you're the one in it, all in capitals, put MT, mine trap, and everyone will know that you're in it, and they'll go and get it. If you get targeted by a ball of lightning, which it just said here, I actually get targeted, I think the second time. What do? Walk away from the group, because anyone it gets remotely close to, it will start to electrocute. So you just did a bit there. I tried to intercept that one, but it wouldn't have it. Walk away from the group and walk into it. Yes, it's going to damage you. If you have a defensive cooldown, like a shield or at least some sort of buff to your health, put it on, walk into it, won't do too much damage to you. I say for Sorks, if you have got them, put a static barrier on. Don't bother wasting force barrier on it. And then also return back to the fight. Yes, also one of you will also get picked up and thrown around the room. So if you are going to get thrown around the room, don't panic, you'll be fine. You're just going to get out of combat for a while, be placed at the starting point, then you just then you just jump off one platform and come back down. And as you can see here, we're falling down again. I do believe someone was on the wrong platform during that moment. So then jump down. To be fair, static barriers actually help with that as well. So if you want to throw a few on people, if you are a sorcerer, a healer sork, throw a few on, helps a bit. And of course, same point as it was earlier on. Yeah, this is the one where you've got the longest wait, so use some AoE heals, get everybody back up. I do believe we were actually fortunate here and actually managed to get the other tank up. May have been an off tank, I can't remember where he was now. And same procedure again, once you get to the bottom, put an AoE heal. Also, just quickly, as we're on update 4.0.3 now, just so you all know that for those who didn't know, we're returning to the game. The new drops are unassembled Defiant gear, 216 plus set bonus. Okay, here's the tactics. Right, so the blue AoE there, they've simplified this a lot now for story mode. As long as you're in that, the pylon that comes off of one of the corner columns there in the right, you can see one there in the right hand side, will break away, turn upside down, hover over the boss, and there'll be a blue AoE underneath it. As long as he's in it, it will smash through his shield, knock him to the ground, and you just DPS hard at this point. Each time you can, DPS as hard as you can. Mine traps will also spawn, same with the lightning. So it's exactly the same as when you're on the second floor before coming down to the first floor before coming down to the ground floor. You just keep it going. You see the tank's going to taunt it now and drag it off into the AoE. I'm in a mine trap now. This is what it looks like from the inside. There's nothing to do in there. There we go. And you just saw a small glimpse there of the actual pylon up above the boss before it dropped. And then as soon as you see it, just DPS it hard. I'd even recommend to healers just doing it as well. Easy story mode, so there won't be a lot of damage being thrown around. And one more burn should be enough to do it. Mine traps up. And won't be long. There we go, see, boom, there he goes down. There's his healing regeneration that he's doing there, which is trying to get himself back up. So burn hard, burn hard, burn hard, boom, there we go. And that is Soa, ladies and gentlemen, and that's Eternity Vault. So thank you very much. If you want to learn more about the Black VULKARS, it's all in the description below. Thank you very much, take care.